Hi everyone. I'm going to address a question today that I was sent in a private message, and I think that a lot of people have this question, so I thought I would make a video in response instead of just writing this person a message back. I won't read you the entire message just because it's a little bit personal probably, and I only want to read parts of it, but I do want to read parts so that you know what I'm trying to address. The question is, I wanted to ask how you deal with losing your friends. After getting out of a bad stage of my eating disorder, I wanted to somewhat start things where I'd left off, but I soon realized that I had lost too much to do that. My friends had completely ditched me. She's saying that initially she thought if she just hung out with them and tried to act normally again, things would go back to normal, and it's been a year, and all of her friends, even her best friend, exclude her, act annoyed with her, and, you know, she doesn't understand. She's at her wit's end, and I can understand that. I can see why. She goes on to say that her friends make insensitive comments, and she's just saying it's really hard for her to let go because they're the only friends she's ever had, and she's very stuck. Basically, she's finding it hard to move on. And I don't know that I have a ton of suggestions, but I do want to give my 2 cents. And basically the first thing that I want to say is if you have friends that aren't supporting you and are not being friend-like, you might actually be better off without them. And honestly, I think a part of you knows that already. And that's why it's so hard for you at this moment in time, because it's so hard for you to let go. And it's not that I don't understand that this is a hard situation to be in, because believe me, I do. But by staying in a group of friends that aren't treating you with kindness, aren't being understanding, and aren't being friends, eating disorder issues aside, then you're gypping yourself out of having good, meaningful friendships. All the time that you could be spending finding other people out there that have common interests with you and that will treat you with kindness, the kindness that you deserve. You know, you're spending that time with these old friends simply because they've always been your friends and they're the only friends you ever have. And it's always hard to let go of something when you've been clinging to it for so long, the same way why, you know, we have clung to our eating disorders because they've been around for so long and we take comfort in that. The thing about friendships is they're never going to be the same for everyone. It's not going to be smooth sailing from day one when you make a friend, you know, until the end of time. You know, you're probably going to have arguments, you're going to have disagreements, but if a friend is really a friend, they're going to be there for you. There may be a time, depending on how you are with your eating disorder or other problems in your life, where your friend might say that they need to take a step back, or in order to help you, they want to react a certain way. But if they're going to be teasing you, or if they're going to be making insensitive comments, that's not good on any level. I mean, that's not something that a stranger should even do to another person, let alone a friend. So right there, you have to step back and you have to look at the situation pretending that you're not in it. That would be my first suggestion. You want to try to be as objective as you can. And think of yourself as a stranger, somebody you don't know. Pretend you're watching a scenario that happened to you this week as though you're watching a movie. And think about how that makes you feel. And pretend you're not that person that they're making insensitive comments about. And, you know, pretend you're not that girl that's feeling hurt by that. And just sort of watch it in your mind's eye. And I think that you'll see that it's a situation that you don't want to be in. As much as you have invested in those people, you're going to be healthier without them. Now, Now, I don't know these people, and I certainly don't know all of the viewers that are watching this video, so I can't make snap judgments, and I don't want to. But you need to do what's healthy for yourself, and if that even means being alone for a little while, even if you feel that you're not strong enough to make new friends right now, then so be it. Friendships are a gift, and what you're describing in your message to me, that's not a gift. That's a slight. That is something that's angering. That's something that you don't deserve, especially if you're dealing with something as hard as an eating disorder. You can't expect everybody out there to understand what it's like to have an eating disorder. You really can't. You can't expect people to just automatically get it and treat you with, the utmost respect concerning it. If you don't have an eating disorder yourself, it is rather hard to fully understand what it's like, what it's like to go through that. But at the same time, there are a lot of empathetic people in this world, and there are a lot of sympathetic people in this world, and there are a lot of friendly people willing to give other people a shot, and, people who want to know you for you, not your eating disorder. So, try to live outside of your eating disorder as far as, making new friends are concerned. So that's my first bit of advice.